Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nahh B podcast. I am your host, Nahh B. We got a big event this weekend, big UFC event, and we're gonna break this shit down. This is going to be the UFC 257 Poirier VS Mcgregor breakdown and prediction episode. Hope you guys are ready. Before I get started, though, just want to mention if you guys like the content, like the videos I put up, and want to see the channel grow, if you could hit that thumbs up down there and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, of course. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, before we get started, just want to give a quick shout out to my two sponsors, starting with TK Sports Bar and Restaurant in Danbury, Connecticut, and Champs Boxing Club, also located in Danbury, Connecticut. So per usual, this is just going to be the main card breakdown. But before we get started, I'm going to go down the whole event list on who's fighting who. And, of course, starting with the main card, the main event, of course, lightweight bout between Dustin Poirier, who is 26-6, with one no contest. Fucking Eddie Alvarez. And he's taking on the returning Conor McGregor, who is 22-4. And the co-main event is the lightweight bout between Dan Hooker, who is 20-9, and he's taking on the debuting Michael Chandler, who is 21-5. That's going to be a good one. Before that is the women's flyweight bout between Jessica Eye, who is 15-8 with one no contest, taking on Joanne Calderwood, who is 14-5. And before that is the lightweight bout between Matt Frevola, who is 8-1-1, taking on Ottman Azaitar. God damn it, I knew I was gonna I've been saying it correctly all fucking day, and I knew the moment this shit was gonna start recording, I was gonna fuck it up. Ottman Azaitar, who is 13-0. And to kick off the main card, it's the women's strawweight bout between Marina Rodriguez, who is 12-1-2, taking on Amanda Ribas, who is 10-1. And on the prelims, the feature prelim bout is the lightweight bout between Arman Tsarukyan, who is, I got that one, I remember him from a past episode, Tsarukyan. Yeah, you didn't fucking expect that one. Arman Tsarukyan, who is 15-2, taking on God damn it, Nasrad Hakparsad. I believe. No, it's Hakparsad. It's Nasrat Hakparsad. There it is. 12-3. And before that is a middleweight bout between Brad Tavares, who is 12-7, taking on Antonio Carlos Jr., who is 11-4 with one no contest. And before that is a women's bantamweight bout between Juliana Pena, who is 10-4, taking on Sarah McMahon, who is 12-5. And to kick off the prelims, it's a light heavyweight bout between Khalil Roundtree, who is 9-4, taking on Marcin Prachnio, who is 13-5. And on the early prelims, the feature prelim bout is a middleweight bout between Andrew Sanchez, who is 13-5, taking on Mahmoud Muradov, who is 24-6. Before that, it's a catchweight bout between Nick Lentz, who is 30-11-2, with one no contest, taking on Mavsar Avliov, who is 13-0. I thought Lentz was supposed to fight Grundy. I did not know that. I didn't know he was supposed to fight someone new now. Anyways, and to kick off the whole event, it's a flyweight bout between Amir Albazi, who is 13-1, taking on Zalgiz Zumagulov, who is 13-4. But alright, like I said, this is only going to be the main card breakdown, so going right into the first main card fight is the women's strawweight bout between Marina Rodriguez taking on Amanda Ribas. Going into the last three fights, starting with Marina Rodriguez. Her last fight was against Carla Esparza, and she lost that by a split decision in July 2020. Before that, she fought Cynthia Cavallo, which she lost by majority decision in December 2019. And before that, she fought Tecia Torres, which she beat by unanimous decision in August 2019. As for Amanda Ribas, her last fight was against Paige Van Zandt, which she won by submission via armbar in round 1 in July 2020. Before that, she fought Randa Marcos, which she beat by unanimous decision in March 2020. And before that, she fought Mackenzie Dern, which she won by unanimous decision in October 2019. Alright, so coming into this fight, Marina has a 3-inch height advantage. It says here that Marina is 5'6" and Amanda's 5'3". I swear Amanda's at least 5'4" or 5'5", but yeah, that's what the official stat page says. So, yeah, she's 5'3", I guess. But, anyways, Amanda's the one who's coming in with the slight 1-inch reach advantage. Both fighters, both orthodox stance fighters. Marina lands just over 5 significant strikes per minute with an accuracy of 50%, and Amanda lands just about 4.7 significant strikes per minute with an accuracy of 45%. When it comes to significant strikes absorbed, Marina takes about 3.3 per minute with a defense of 52%, and Amanda takes little over 1.5 with a defense of 73%. In the grappling department, Marina averages less than half a takedown per fight with a 33% accuracy on the takedowns, and Amanda lands just over 2.3 takedowns a fight with a accuracy of 54%. Marina has a 61% takedown defense, and Amanda has an 85% takedown defense. As for submissions, Marina damn near throws 0 submission attempts a fight, and Amanda throws just under 2 per fight. So going into this matchup, she's coming in with 2 straight losses, like I mentioned earlier, against grapple-first fighters. And, she got taken down a total of 8 times in 2 fights, in those last 2 fights. 5 times by Esparza and 3 times by Calvillo. When she fought Tisha, which was the last fight that she won, she was able to stuff 7 takedowns and, didn't get taken down once in that fight, which is pretty impressive because Tisha's, she's a little beast, but, she's not much of a grappler. But the fact that, that she got taken down that many times in the last 2 fights is going to be a problem here, I think. If she wants to be successful this fight, though, she has to do everything she can to keep this fucking fight on the feet. Because that's where she's best at. And, the stats show with her landing 5 significant strikes per minute, that's all on the feet. Although she's definitely not the fastest striker at all, she still does her work on the feet. When she fought Carla, she tried to throw her punches, and Carla saw them a mile away and was able to get right underneath every single one of those punches and shoot for takedowns, and got them easily. So instead of throwing a lot of those punches, she should utilize, low calf kicks in this fight, and a lot of them. In this fight with Amanda, she's gonna just, she's gonna have to stay at distance all fight, which is a lot easier said than done. Amanda, on the other hand, she's just gonna have to come into this fight and just do exactly what, she's done her whole UFC career so far. And that's just push forward with her pressure, where she gets the opponent thinking she's gonna strike, and before you know it, she's shooting for a fucking takedown. When Amanda fought Marcos, she kept it on the feet because she just felt that she could do pretty well against a fighter like Marcos. And she was correct because she was landing, the better shots on the feet until the fight eventually went on the ground when Marcos tripped and Amanda jumped right on top of her. And, it wasn't even a takedown. She just tripped and, that's just how it happened. But regardless, Amanda, she had no problem jumping right into her guard instead of letting her back up, which shows how smart of a fighter that she is, So, she knows who she can outstrike and who she can't outstrike pretty much. I don't know, I don't want to say that this could be her toughest fight in the UFC, but it's probably definitely the best striker that she's fought so far. So if she comes into this with a smart game plan, like I think she always does, and she implements it, of tricking Marina into a striking fight and, until she gets her to overcommit on strikes and then shoot under those strikes, get the takedown, and do what she got to do, there's not exactly much to break down here, so I'll just go into my prediction here. Obviously, no surprise, going with Amanda Ribas by a submission in round 1 or round 2. Or just a very easy night, and she just gets a, clear decision win. To keep it simple, the fact that Marina has been taken down so much in her last 2 fights is what makes this prediction, that much easier for me to say. And I just think that's just going to be her downfall in this fight. Again, Amanda, she's a smart fighter, and she has a very smart corner, and I think she plays it smart, and just, strikes only just to get Marina thinking. And once she overcommits, she gets that takedown and gets top control, or ends up getting the back and gets a submission win. Or just control every part of the fight, like I said, and just get the clear-cut victory by decision. Alright, the next fight on the card is the lightweight bout between Matt Frevola taking on Ottman Azaitar. Going into the last 3 fights, starting with Matt Frevola, his last fight was against Luis Pena, and he won that by split decision in October 2019. Before that, he fought Jalen Turner, which he won by unanimous decision in April 2019. And before that, he fought Lando Venata, which he lost by majority decision November 2018. And as for Ottman Azaitar, his last fight was against Conor Mcgregor, and he won that fight by KO in round 1 in September 2020. Before that, he fought Teemu Packalén, and he won that fight by KO in round 1 in September 2019, and that was his UFC debut. And before that, he fought Daniel Kokora, which he won by KO in round 1 as well in August 2018. Alright, so Frevola is coming into this fight with a 1-inch height advantage, and both fighters have the same reach of about 71 inches. Frevola is an orthodox fighter, and Ottman is a both orthodox and southpaw fighter, so he's a switch stance fighter. Frevola lands a little over 3 significant strikes per minute with a 39% accuracy, and Ottman lands about 8.5 significant strikes per minute with a accuracy of 57%. Frevola absorbs just under 3.5 significant strikes with a defense of 60%, and Ottman absorbs between 1.5 and 2 significant strikes per minute with a defense of 67%. In the grappling department, Frevola averages little over 3 takedowns per fight with a 40% accuracy, and Ottman has yet to go for a takedown, so he averages 0 in the UFC so far. As for takedowns defended, Frevola has a 75% takedown defense, and Ottman has a 100% takedown defense. Frevola throws up almost 1.5 submission attempts a fight, and Ottman does not throw submissions at all. So, in all honesty, this fight, another one of those fights where you don't really need a technical breakdown here. Frevola, he's an old school, tough, gritty, in-your-face kind of fighter that, he's like the type that'll fight the opponent any which way the fight goes. It doesn't matter if the opponent is a better grappler, submission artist, striker, he will always fucking be game and try to match the opponent. When he fought Pena, who does his best on the ground, Frevola went for fucking 7 takedowns and landed 4 of them, not worrying about Pena's ground game. And it worked out for him because he won the fight. When he fought Jalen Turner, he mixed it all up with his strikes, takedowns, submission attempts, and he did really good against a younger, inexperienced fighter there. When he fought Lando Venata, who is, at his best when he's striking, he tried to match Venata on the feet, and he got dropped twice in that fight. Frevola is, and he was, tough as fuck that fight, and, he was able to survive, but he lost by majority decision, like I said. But, he fought a very bad fight there, and he fought into exactly what makes his opponent good. Same exact thing when he fought Marco Polo Reyes. Marco is he's at his best when he's striking, and Frevola met him right away, right when the fucking fight started. He got sloppy, and he just got knocked the fuck out early. No other way to put it. Horrible game plan, but that's what he does. You know what I mean? This fight against Ottman, if he goes in there and tries to just bang it out with Ottman, which I can 100% see him do, I can 100% see him getting knocked the fuck out. If you've ever seen Ottman fight, then you know that he only has one style of fighting, and that is kill a motherfucker. At 13-0, he has finished all but one of his opponents. Ottman has, he has decently technical striking, like where he doesn't completely unload right away. He stays calculated in the beginning for the most part, but once the fight gets a little crazy, then he has no fucking problem feeding into the craziness. When he fought Packalén, he was calm and composed because Packalén was a grapple-based fighter, who had nothing on the feet for Ottman. So Ottman didn't even need to get crazy and just let the knockout present itself. And once he started connecting, he knew that was pretty much it. Once he started connecting, he just kept throwing and eventually knocked Packalén out. Also, I'm not sure if you've seen that knockout, but it was easily one of the most, scariest fucking knockouts, you ever see. Because when Packalén dropped, he just, started twitching and convulsing and shit. It's fucking savage. And then you watch his fight with Conor Mcgregor, who is a, good striker in his own right. That fight, it just got crazy in the first round where both fighters started throwing at one point. And when Worthy landed a good shot, Ottman just said, fuck it, and just started he just started hooking off pretty much. And crazy barrage of punches. And, he got the knockdown and got the finish shortly after. Worthy argued the stoppage, and it may have been a little premature, but I honestly think it would have been stopped not too much longer afterwards anyways. And with the way Frevola fights, I could see it being pretty similar to that fight. With that said though, going into my prediction, I'm predicting Ottman wins by a pretty savage knockout here. Like I said, Frevola, he has a very bad habit of fighting his opponents the way he shouldn't fight his fucking opponents. He just always tends to feed into what makes his opponents good. He never fights any different. And that's a big fucking mistake here going against someone like Ottman. And if he thinks like getting into a brawl is gonna fucking favor him, then he's definitely gonna pay for it, and he's just gonna end up getting beat the fuck up by Ottman with his usual flurries, or he goes down, with a single fucking solid punch. Both outcomes that I could see happening. But either way, I see Ottman winning by KO in round 1. This is one of those fights. And of course, I pretty much said this exact same shit with the last breakdown I did about Alessio and Buckley. I said that fight was pretty much a sacrifice fight. Just fucking feed him to the lamb, feed him to the wolves type of fight. Feed him to the lamb. What the fuck is the lamb gonna do? But yeah, I know I said the same thing last time, but I'm pretty damn sure this time. But yeah, I'm going with Ottman by knockout in round 1. Alright, after that is the women's flyweight bout between Jessica Eye taking on Joanne Calderwood. Going into the last 3 fights, starting with Jessica Eye. Her last fight was against Cynthia Carvalho, which she lost by unanimous decision in June 2020. Before that, she fought Vivian Araujo, which she won by unanimous decision in December 2019. And before that, she fought Valentina Shevchenko, which she lost by a decapitation in round 2 in June 2019. As for Joanne Calderwood, her last fight was against Jennifer Maia, and she lost that fight by submission via armbar in round 1 in August 2020. Before that, she fought Andrea Lee, which she won by split decision in September 2019. And before that, she fought Caitlin Chukagian, which she lost by unanimous decision in June 2019. Alright, so both fighters are the same height of 5'6", but Jessica has a 1-inch reach advantage, and both fighters fight at the orthodox stance. Jessica lands a little over 3.5 significant strikes per minute with an accuracy of just 36%, and Joanne lands a little over 6 per minute with an accuracy of 48%. Jessica absorbs just over 3.5 significant strikes per minute with a 58% defense, and Joanne absorbs a little under 4.5 per minute with a defense of 52%. In the grappling department, Jessica averages under half a takedown per fight with an accuracy of 45%, and Joanne averages just under 2 takedowns a fight with a 57% accuracy. And both fighters have a takedown defense of about 55%, and both fighters average a little less than 1 submission attempt to fight. So just like the last fight, I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but it doesn't need a technical breakdown, in all honesty. I'm honestly surprised that this is on the main card and so high up on the main card. I'm not really sure the logic in putting it in the main card, but regardless. With this fight, I'll mix up the breakdown and prediction pretty much, just to keep it rolling. So Jessica Eye has a very bad habit of thinking her boxing is better than it actually is. Her striking in general is not anything attractive to watch. It's slow, sluggish, and there's like no technique in it. There's times where she throws while looking away with her fucking eyes closed, and it fucking irks the shit out of me. When she does good with her striking is when she's fighting someone that is like equal in speed or slower than her. As the stats show, she rarely ever goes for takedowns, and if she does, it's when she's already getting beat up or she has no choice, and she has no choice but to shoot, or just way too fucking late in the fight. You know what I mean? To implement that fucking takedown. And usually, when she does that, she's already used all of her fucking energy up, and it's way too fucking late in the fight. Never in the fucking right time, which is stupid as shit, because she's usually the bigger of the two fighters in all of her fucking fights. And she's the bigger fighter here for sure, you know what I mean? Not with height-wise, but with build-wise. She's definitely the stronger of the two fighters. Like, if she wants to win, she needs to make this a very, boring fight and go for takedown after takedown and, control the fight on the ground. Joanne she'll just need to do what she always does, keeps the fight standing and just use her usual volume of strikes and, keep her at distance all fucking fight. With the clear speed and volume advantage, she should be able to land 3-4 punches or kicks every single time Jessica, even throws one punch. like I said, I'll just mix up my prediction with the breakdown. Because really not much to say here. If Jessica wants to win, she's gonna have to be the bully type fighter. If Jessica wants to win, she's gonna have to be the bully type fighter and use her size and get it to the ground and control the fight there. When Joanne fought Jennifer Maia, last time it showed that she had trouble with the heavier fighter on top, and eventually got submitted. Jessica's not a submission artist, but she could get on top and just control the fucking fight. And that's how she has to get it done here. Joanne, on the other hand, she just has to be herself. Like I said, keep the fight, standing. Do not get too fucking close. After every combo, she needs to back up and fucking circle out all fucking fight. My prediction for this fight, though, I've been going back and forth with this prediction all day. I wanted to say Jessica is going to come in and, do what I said she has to do and, get the victory that way. But I think I'm going to go with Joanne by decision. I think, Jessica's just going to do what she always does and, try to fucking strike the whole fight and then go for takedowns at the wrong fucking time. I want to be wrong here, but, I think that's what's going to happen. But, yeah, my prediction is Joanne by decision. All right, going into the co-main event now, it's the lightweight bout between Dan Hooker taking on Michael Chandler. Going into the last 3 fights, starting with Dan Hooker, his last fight was against Dustin Poirier, which he lost by unanimous decision in June 2020. Before that, he fought Paul Felder, which he won by split decision in February 2020. And before that, he fought Al Iaquinta, which he won by unanimous decision in October 2019. As for Michael Chandler, this is going to be his UFC debut, obviously. So his last 3 fights was in Bellator. His last fight was against former UFC lightweight champ Benson Henderson, which he won by KO in round 1 in August 2020. Before that, he fought Sidney Outlaw, which he won by KO in round 1 in December 2019. And before that, he fought Patricio Pitbull Ferreira, and he lost that by KO in round 1 in May 2019. So Hooker is coming into this fight with a 4-inch reach advantage and a 4-inch height advantage. Chandler is 5'8", and Hooker is 6 feet even, which is going to be very important in this breakdown. Hooker is a stance switch fighter, and Chandler is an orthodox fighter. Because this is Chandler's UFC debut, the only fights that show on the stat page is when he fought at Strikeforce over 10 fucking years ago, and because it's on the stat page because UFC bought out Strikeforce. So I'm only gonna read the stats for Hooker. Obviously, there's no point reading the stats that come up for Chandler on 2 fights that happened 10 years ago. But yeah, I'll just say Hooker stats. He lands just under 5 significant strikes per minute with a 48% accuracy, and he also absorbs a little under 5 significant strikes per minute with a defense of 52%. He averages under a takedown per fight with a 34% accuracy and a 79% takedown defense. And he throws up under half a submission a fight. Alright, now with Hooker stats out of the way, let's have some fun. I love this fucking fight. For one, it's about time that he's in the company. With the killer be killed way that both of these fighters fight, it's pretty sure to be fireworks. And I would not doubt it one fucking bit that this is the fight that steals the show. I would not doubt it. So like I said, the height difference is being very fucking important here. That's because Hooker's kickboxing style is top notch. Especially with his knees, that he throws right up the middle every fucking time someone gets too close. And the way he times it as well, he's just very fucking good at it. If you watch all of his fights, he damn near never goes for takedowns besides the fight against Poirier, which, he had to because he was getting hurt. But, besides that, he prefers to slug it out all fucking fight, and more times than not. This fight, with his height advantage, he should really be looking for that fucking kickboxer fight all fight. With his knees, he always gets him up there, like, really fucking high, kind of like Condit, like how I said about Condit in the last episode. And with this fight, he's not going to have to get it up that high. Chandler's going to be right down there, so every single time he throws, like, a fucking knee to the body, it's going to be landing on Chandler's fucking head. Those strikes are going to be the key that's gonna win Dan this fight if he plans to win this fucking fight. Chandler, on the other hand, he is very well rounded. He could strike with the best of them, and he could damn sure wrestle with the best of them. More chance than not that he starts this fight at the striking distance, and, just to see how that goes with Hooker, just to test him out, see the speed and everything. He will definitely go punch for punch with Hooker at one point. I know that's gonna fucking happen. But he is very good at mixing in the fucking takedown right after his fucking striking attempts. Especially, like, if he pushes Hooker up against the fence, like, he gets him close to the fucking fence with his strikes, he's gonna blitz looking like he's gonna strike, but he's gonna go for the fucking takedown. You watch his you watch his first fight against Benson. He showcased, exactly that very well, and he beat Benson wherever the fucking fight went, and he threw his ass around and outstruck him on the feet. And it's been proven many times in many fights that the lankier fighter are the easier ones to take down, especially, when fighting a shorter fighter who could fucking wrestle. Hooker has a great takedown defense percentage, but that's against strike first fighters, you know what I mean? I don't see him fending off Chandler's attempts, easy. He'll definitely fight some off, but this fight, I can see him getting chucked a couple times. And Chandler's a fucking powerhouse. If he gets his arms around his fucking waist, then Hooker's probably gonna go for a fucking ride. Of course, like I said, Hooker, he's amazing with his fucking knees, and he does very well with timing them shits. Anytime an opponent gets even too low, not even for a takedown, just trying to grab a leg or something, or like trying to react to one of Hooker's strikes, if someone reacts way too low, Hooker will throw the knee right up the middle and still catch him with it. But again, this is a different type of wrestler. If you take into consideration how tough Chandler is too, it's proven that he could take some fucking hits. So I wouldn't be shocked if he gets hit with a fucking knee and still pushes through and grabs the fucking leg and gets the fucking takedown. Also, and it's also been shown that Hooker is not the greatest at checking leg kicks. You see his fight against Barboza that he lost. Hooker is tough as fuck, but you slow him down with those fucking leg kicks. The longer range of your fighter, that's what you do. And Edson did that shit all fight. He just chopped down the fucking tree. And fucking speaking of tree, Chandler's legs are fucking logs. You know what I mean? They're fucking huge. If he chops Hooker's legs down all fucking fight, then the takedowns will just be that much easier for him to get. Yeah, chop the legs up the whole first round. Second and third round should be, should be cake when it comes to the takedowns. Going back to the height advantage, Chandler, he's going to need to rush inside and throw those strikes aiming upwards. Yeah, Hooker needs to circle out every single time that he sees him trying to blitz in, because every time he blitz in, more chances than not that he's going to shoot for the takedown right in between it. As for my prediction and pick for this fight, though, it's kind of a hard one to pick. I know exactly like I said, I know what both fighters have to do to win this fucking fight. It's all on who does it. If Chandler goes into this fight with the mindset of, I have to prove myself and I have to put on a show, and just tries to go for the finish and the knockout on the feet, it could very well bite him in the fucking ass. And Hooker could 100% land those counter knees all fucking day and just pick him apart from distance. But if Chandler, turns this fight into like a Khabib style fight where he gets him down and just beat him up and just, take him into deep waters with the pressure and ground control, then Chandler takes it. But if I have to pick one of them, I'm gonna go with Chandler. As I said, Hooker, he hasn't had to deal with a powerhouse and all-around fighter that's like Chandler until now. Hooker is great when he fights at distance, but we need to see what he can do when, he eventually gets grabbed. He has great takedown defense, and like I said, he might fight off a couple, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna get chucked in this fight. But yeah, I see Chandler doing exactly what he needs to do to get this win. Wrestles, but at the same time do damage while on the ground, and win by decision. If Hooker wins, it'll be by a fucking TKO, more than likely started or ended with a knee. But I see Chandler winning this fight by his wrestling and his aggressiveness. Alright, going into the main event now. The lightweight bout between Dustin Poirier taking on Conor McGregor, a rematch from a fight that happened 6 years ago. Going into the last 3 fights, starting with Dustin Poirier. His last fight was against Dan Hooker, which he won by unanimous decision in June 2020. Before that, he fought Khabib Nurmagomedov, which he lost by submission via rear naked choke in round 3 in September 2019. And before that, he fought Max Holloway, which he won by unanimous decision in April 2019. As for Conor McGregor, his last fight was against Donald Cerrone, which he won by KO in round 1 in January 2020. Before that, he fought Khabib Nurmagomedov, which he lost by submission via neck crank in round 4, August 2018. And before that, he fought Eddie Alvarez, and he won that fight by KO in round 2 in November 2016. Alright, so coming into this fight, both fighters are the same height at 5'9", and Conor has a 2-inch reach advantage. Both fighters are southpaw. Conor lands little under 5.5 significant strikes per minute with a 49% accuracy, and Poirier lands little over 5.5 significant strikes with an accuracy of 50%. McGregor absorbs just under 4.5 significant strikes per minute with a 55% defense, and Poirier absorbs little over 4 significant strikes per minute with a 54% defense. McGregor averages under a takedown per fight with a 62% accuracy, and Poirier averages just under 1.5 takedowns per fight with a 35% accuracy. McGregor's takedown defense is at 62%, and Poirier's is at 60%. McGregor averages 0 submissions 8 fights, and Poirier averages just over 1 submission attempt per fight. Alright, so going into the actual breakdown, obviously McGregor has Dustin's number from, winning the first fight, of course. So that's always gonna fucking be there. Thing about this fight, it's kind of different. The thing about this fight, it's kind of funny because it's the opposite of last fight. Last fight, a lot of people was counting McGregor out. Nobody knew of what he was about, and anything that he could get it done against, a veteran like Poirier. Now this fight, damn near everybody is counting out Poirier. We don't know I don't know how that could play a factor into it. It could be, a mind game. Conor could come in way too fucking confident. That's how that could fucking play into a factor. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought I could point that out. That's like the complete opposite of last time. As for the fight, though, McGregor, we know that he starts fast. We know this shit. He likes to go in and get out early. Poirier, on the other hand, he starts slow, but he gets better as the fight goes on. That, obviously, that doesn't play fucking well for him in this fight. And of course, Poirier, he's been much more active this whole fucking time since that last fight. And he's definitely only gotten better since they last fought. Leaps and bounds better. And it's like, you really can't say the same for McGregor. What has he done that's gotten better? He still fights the exact same way. He hasn't learned anything new. It's not like when he beat Donald Cerrone up, he didn't come in and submit the guy. There's 2 fights in my life where I've ever bet big. Ever. One of those fights was the Masvidal and Usman fight, betting on Usman. And the other fight was McGregor taking on Cerrone. If you really thought any other outcome was gonna, happen of that fight between McGregor and Cerrone, come on, that's just wishful thinking. You know what I mean? That was a fucking hand-picked fight for him to look marvelous, and that's what fucking happened. And not to take anything away from that victory, but Cerrone even said it himself. He didn't even want to fucking be there. So it's like, yeah, he looked great against Cerrone, but come on now. We all knew he was going to look great against someone like Cerrone. And speaking of that Cerrone fight, Poirier cannot fall for this whole nice guy, respectful McGregor bullshit. Cerrone fell for that shit, and right when the fight started, Cerrone thought these motherfuckers were going to touch gloves. And Conor came out trying to kill this fucking dude. Poirier cannot fall for that shit. So I think it's going to come down to Conor's timing, cardio, against Poirier's toughness. Conor looks good leading up to this fight. He looks in shape, but honestly, he always does. And how he looks never changes his lack of his gas tank. You don't just develop a gas tank over, the last however many years since his Diaz fight where he wanted to make it a point of emphasis. And definitely not since he started his little McGregor Fast program. Fight cardio is completely different than, regular everyday cardio. You could have someone that could run 8-10 fucking miles on the treadmill on the track and put him in a fucking boxing ring and have him go 2-3 minute rounds. He has to defend himself, fucking adrenaline going crazy, and then adrenaline dumping. He has nothing left after. Honestly, I think that's how it always happens with Conor. He always starts fast, and then as the rounds go on, it's done. I feel like he just lets it all out right away. And that's and we see exactly what fucking happens. But also, till this day, Poirier still has a very bad habit of just getting into fucking brawls. It just fucking happens. He just can't stay away from that. His last couple fights, he gets hit a lot and takes a lot of fucking damage. But he's tough as shit. He's very durable. But when he fights someone like Conor and the way he fights with, his hand down his right hand down all the fucking time. It's not gonna play into his fucking game. And he knows exactly what to look for with Conor, which is the left hand counter, the jab pull back left hand counter, or just a straight left in general, along with his front kicks too. And you know, I mean, he can't be fucking stupid. If he sees the front kick coming, and he needs to try to grab that fucking leg and go for the fucking takedown. He has one leg up, try to get that fucking other leg from underneath him, get that takedown. And especially before McGregor throws the fucking follow-up left right when he grabs his fucking leg, because you know it's going to fucking happen. Which goes into the next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is Dustin's lack of takedown attempts depending on the opponents. Like, when he fought Anthony Pettis, he took him down multiple times. And Anthony Pettis is, you know, it's been proven that he's pretty easy to take down in his fucking fights. And I hate the motherfucker, but you can say what you want about him. McGregor has pretty top-notch takedown defense. You go against Khabib, you're going to get taken down. That's just what it is. But, yeah, for the most part, McGregor has some pretty good takedown defense. And if Dustin takes him down, it's going to be in the later rounds. It's not going to be in the first or second round, that's for sure. Fucking going into this fight, McGregor says that he plans to finish Dustin in under 1 minute. Honestly, that's exactly what Dustin should want to hear. If that's the fucking case, then he's going to come out guns fucking blazing, and Dustin's going to have to be on his bike and make him miss time and time again. Let him tire himself out, and then, you know what I mean, as the later rounds come, that's when he has to start picking it up and start trying to pick McGregor apart. The issue is getting to those later rounds. You know what I mean? It's hard to see, which goes into my pick and my prediction. I hate to say it, like I said, I ain't a McGregor fan. I fucking hate that motherfucker. I do not like him, and I don't hide it. I don't give a fuck. But I'm picking McGregor to win in the first 2 rounds by knockout. It ain't gonna be no under 60 seconds like he said. No. I mean, shit, if it is, I'm gonna fucking hate making the fucking follow-up episode after this. But I don't think it's gonna be no under 60 seconds like he said. You know, Dustin wants to win. We all know what he has to do. He has to fucking prolong the fight, make McGregor miss, and he has to get him tired somehow. Khabib got him tired by, you know what I mean, holding him down and making McGregor try to hold up his fucking weight the whole fight. And then he had nothing in his punches after that. Poirier's not gonna be able to take him down whenever he wants and lay on top of him, you know what I mean, and get him tired. So when he gets back on the feet, there's nothing there. But yeah, fucking, I believe this is my first McGregor episode, because this is only his third time fighting since I've started the podcast. So yeah, I don't think I've done a McGregor episode. But yeah, I hate to fucking pick the motherfucker, I really do. But I'm going with McGregor by knockout in the first or second round. Alright guys, that was the UFC 257 breakdown and prediction episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoy the event coming up. It's this Saturday. Let me know your predictions down below on who you guys think is going to win this weekend, and what do you guys think is going to be the fight of the night, and how you think it's going to go. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. This was Nahh B Podcast. I am your host, Nahh B, and I will see you guys on the recap episode. Alright, see you.